Lollies. Lolly test. Hey, leave them. Right. Welcome back to another video. Now, today, we're going to do a little test on dexterity, using my fingers to pick up small objects. It's fine when I pick up something like that. I've no problem picking something up like that, and especially if I'm doing it not too much in a hurry, but just sort of purposefully grab something, pick it up. But it's when I've got to be very careful and picking something up and don't disturb something else. I find it difficult. There's different things, like when I'm eating tea with a fork and I've got peas on the like peas and corn, for instance, on a plate. Picking them up, I'm starting to shake like this. These sorts of things are very awkward because you've got to be very delicate because you don't want to drop them off the fork.
Yeah, and roll everyone off the table on the floor.
Yeah, and like, here's an example. Let's move this down. Now these lollies here on the table, now if I got to try and pick one specific one out, it makes it more difficult. See, like that little pink one there, trying to pick that out
Pick up a smoker.
without, yeah, they're called little smokers, those lollies, the little pink ones there. But to try and pick that up without disturbing everything else, and I can't do it. It's just too, yeah, see, look, you try that, you pick that up, see how easy that is. Now if I go to try and pick one out there,
Hey.
it just makes it harder to pick up something small like that. See, like that's sitting on top there. I'm trying to pick it up.
Oh, I picked up the blue one that's on the outside.
Yeah, I can pick that up, but I'll start shaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pick up a yellow jelly bean on this side.
Yellow jelly bean. Yeah, yellow jelly bean.
I mean,
A yellow jelly bean. Yeah, a jello.
yeah.
Not a jello yellow bean.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Picking that up from there, I start to shake. And that's the sort of daily occurrence that I have with doing fine little movements like that.
So how do you get on with cereal in the bowl with your spoon? That's not so bad.
With what in the cereal?
Your cereal in the bowl.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Because what I'm often got the bowl here close to me, and so I have my arms closer to my body, so it helps to stop some of that movement. But if I've got to reach out anywhere, I start to shake. See, like that, I start to shake.
That's the same with your cup too. That sits quite close.
Yeah, I
Control. Yeah.
always have a cup, when I have a hot drink, I always have a cup close to me, right in front of me, so as not to have to reach out and pick it up and start shaking. If I've got to reach out, yes, it will shake. But having it close to me, there's not much distance between right in front of me on the table to pick it up and drink. And I normally will pick it up with some two hands. I'll show you something else too I do. And that is, if I'm picking up a hot drink, instead of just holding it like that and start to shake, I'll often put my thumb there. It still shakes a bit, but with a bit more liquid in there, the extra weight helps to steady it. I can pick it up and have a drink. But if I've got an arm's reach like that, it just shakes and shakes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course, when we go out and have morning tea somewhere or have lunch somewhere.
Any food, yeah.
Yeah, at a cafe or restaurant or whatever, that just makes it worse because the situation I'm in, you obviously, I don't consciously think about it, but subconsciously I obviously do, and think, oh, I better keep that steady. And you try to do it, and it makes it worse.
Yeah. So what I end up doing when we go to these places like that, I actually ask them, where we like to sit, we try and sit a fair way away from the people where it's a busy part and that there, so it makes it more comfortable for them. Sometimes some places we go to, do you want to go in there and have a drink? No, it's too busy, it's too awkward, so we're considering that as well. Some places here you just, oh my god, it is so crowded, but we can try and find a table, and so that he's out of the traffic flow of the people serving and back forwards to the kitchens and things like that, to make it more comfortable for them. Just do the best we can in that there, but it's always going to be there. We can't avoid it, but try doing that sort of stuff for your restaurants, tea rooms, anywhere.
Yeah, because see, like in previous videos I've said that I'm not a nervous person, never have been. I've been shy when I was a kid in class at school, but I've not been a nervous person. So it's not nerves getting to me, think, oh, there's a lot of people around, you know, some people are like that. But they may not shake much at all, but they just get nervous about being around a lot of people. I don't. I will talk to a stranger in the street if they say hello and how are you, blah blah. I have no problem with that. I don't have any shyness anymore. I'm not a nervous person, but these situations exaggerate the tremors. They just bring them on a lot more. Same with anxiety, things like that. And these things I never suffered with. But yeah, find little bits like that, picking up fine little objects. Quite difficult at times. Under a bit more stress, and it's even worse. So it's one of those things living with tremors that you just deal with. And like I've said before in different videos, I don't take the medications for tremors anymore because they just make me dizzy, lightheaded, and I get enough of that anyway without those tablets, and that's just part of the Essential Tremors. So I'd rather not have those side effects and just deal with the tremors rather than try and mask those tremors and have all these side effects. And the other thing with the medications too is that as your body gets used to them, you've got to take more and more, or you've got to go onto a stronger type medication. And if they have worked for a while with you, the medications, and then all of a sudden they start to, your body starts getting used to it more, and if you go off those medications, then quite often your tremors will come out worse. It's a bit like, I've read and heard stories of people who've got tremors and they've had focused ultrasound or deep brain stimulation to help stop these tremors. But they're not permanent. They work for anywhere from a few years to 7 or 8 years from what I've heard, and then they just get worse from there. It stops working for some reason. It's not a permanent solution. So I would rather just deal with it as it slowly progresses rather than have something like that, and then once the body's got used to it, or it's just lost its effectiveness, all of a sudden bang, and you're way worse than you were before.
Yeah.
A gradual process I think is much easier to deal with. But yeah, certainly small objects like this is more difficult for me to deal with than larger objects now.
Yeah, and there'll be all like screws and nuts as well, because it's a fiddly thing to pick up and put together.
Yeah, like the screws in the people's glasses, the tiny little screws they've got in there. Yeah. That'd be a nightmare for me to pick up.
Yeah, these little things up in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've dropped one of those, that for me, that would be so hard for me to trying to pick it up, without shaking. But yeah, hopefully that's helped some of you who may be suffering from tremors, suffering from some of these sort of symptoms but don't know what they are, reach out to your doctor or to somebody else that, or channel like this even, and talk to somebody, talk to people about it, because I think talking about it helps to deal with it a bit better. Knowing that you're not the only people with these problems, and in fact that there's so much research and medication for Parkinson's, and yet Parkinson's is, essentially, I get a bit tongue-tied sometimes. Essential tremors is way more common around the world. There's something like about 8 times more people with essential tremors than there are with Parkinson's. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, anybody, but it's a big number like that. There's way more people with essential tremors, but most people don't even realise what it is that they've got.
I've talked to some people too, and like, what's that? Never heard of it. They don't know. You talk about Parkinson's, oh yeah. Well, Alzheimer's and that, but essential tremors?
Yeah.
Look at you blankly like, what's that?
Dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, people know those conditions. But essential tremors, not everybody knows. They think, what is that? Yeah, like you say, what is it? I didn't know what it was until I got diagnosed with it.
Yeah. And then we meet with the group too, and you find out a lot more people and the different stuff that they've got as well.
You'll find there's support groups in pretty much every country around the world that you can go to, you can get help from, to open up to people, to talk about it, to get information on what can be done, to help minimise some of it, or to ways to cope with these essential tremors. So, yeah. So we'll leave you with that, and stay tuned to the channel, because we will have more videos about daily struggles with essential tremors, plus also some of the other lesser known symptoms of that come with essential tremors. It's not just shaking either. There's lots more that are involved with essential tremors other than just shaking. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.
Right, pick up the green one.
The green one? Yeah.